next panel is called How NFTs Are Revolutionizing the Music Industry, and we have some really great guests to talk us through that. Let's do we'll do the starting five introduction. We could cue the Chicago Bulls music. First up, from Defy Entertainment, give it up for Sidney Swift, multi-platinum, Grammy Award-winning producer, and a good friend of mine, close collaborator, the one and only Sidney Swift. From the NFTLions, NFTLionCubs collection, give it up for Ricky O'Donnell. Also, this is my next door neighbor. Yeah, make some noise, make some noise. Ricky's my next door neighbor in Crypto Voxels. And let's see, next, another multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated producer and a close collaborator of mine, also now the head of community and partnerships at Yuga Labs, the one and only Illa the producer. Come on up, brother. How you doing? And last but not least, from Wagme Delight Lab, another good friend, Bert Marievoet. Do I even know how to say your name?
Just call it Marie.
Bert Marie. All right, guys, thank you so much. All right, so how NFTs are revolutionizing the music industry. Sid, why don't we just go down the line and do a quick 20-second intro and give us your overview, top line thoughts on this, and then we can dig into it deeper.
What up? Hey, everybody. I'm Sidney, producer, writer, and now NFT founder. I've worn a lot of hats in the music industry, and I am incredibly excited about Web3 in general and how it's shaping the narrative for artists and creators everywhere. Yeah, that's my 20 seconds is up.
Good afternoon. You're all asleep. Everyone's like, oh, more people talking. If you don't know my name in the space, I apologize. I'll roar louder. My name's Ricky O'Donnell, 79 on Twitter. I've had an animation media production company over 22 years. So we've done Tom Jones music video, done all sorts of crazy stuff, and then come into the world of NFTs. And oh my gosh, what a journey. It's so exciting because the media industry now, the artists, the creatives are the heroes of the story. So I had the first lions on the blockchain, which are NFTLions. We have the jungle LionCubs, and we have the jungle apes. If you need backing singers that are augmented reality, you'll see them all around London. That would be the NFT jungle apes. So before I pass over, I need a really loud whoop whoop because you literally are all asleep. In fact, one quick thing. Stand up, quick. Quick, stand up, everyone, quick, quick, quick. Do this. Best exercise in the world. It means you're alive and not in a coffin. So everything's possible. Floor is yours, my friend.
I don't know how I'm going to beat that. My name is Illa the producer. I'm a 12-time platinum Grammy-nominated producer. Work with everybody from Meg Thee Stallion to Eminem. Did 7 records with Eminem. And the crazy thing is, this year at 8Fest, I've done 7 records with Eminem, never met him except for this year at 8Fest was the first time that I met somebody who changed my life. And then right after that, I got the pleasure of getting hired by Yuga Labs to be the partnership and community lead. So that's my gig right now, and I'm also super bullish and heads down working on music NFTs. So I'm happy to be here.
Hey all, my name is Bert. So I'm the founder of Wagme Delight Lab, and we're just exploring like how we can tie IP into physical goods, which on their end can become virtual goods again. So we're tying and exploring IP and music and the physicals as well. We did a party yesterday night with Spottie. So the idea is like, this could be a beer, but this could also be a music NFT, right? So that's what we're working on.
And my name is Spottie Wi-Fi, the best only CryptoPunk rapper alive. It's Googleable, Wikipediable. And I've sold some music NFTs and collaborated with most of the people on the stage, actually. So let's dig into it. Sid, talk to us about your music NFT project, ChillRx. Talk to us about metaverse artists, because you were very ahead of the curve on this, even before before last year, before maybe even CryptoPunks, you had established a metaverse artist named Chill Pill. Talk to us about how NFTs are enabling or accentuating what you've already been doing, and how are you tapping into the power of community and allowing music fans to have input and be collaborative with producers and songwriters like yourself?
Yeah, I saw, like you said, I started dabbling in the metaverse in 2017. I had a lot of Bitcoin in 2012 and really fucked that up. My wife will tell you she hates me for it. But that was kind of like my toe in the water of like crypto, and then got into the metaverse before it was called the metaverse in 2017. I had just been working with a lot of A-list artists and a lot of up-and-coming artists, and they all had the same issue, which is how do I retain fan attention, And previously, before streaming, you would do that by like majority going to shows. That's where you would convert from like an active, or just like a passive fan to an active fan. And the more streaming happened, the less of a chance you had that, and then the pandemic even kicked that into high gear. But the idea behind the virtual artist was like, what could we do with an artist who isn't bound by the physical world, what isn't bound by human emotion? So it was a really interesting kind of case study back then on like a DAO before DAOs, were popping and shit. And basically we made this artist. It was like a cartoon character who would live in the real world. So the character would collaborate with all your favorite musicians, but it would be animated characters similar to like Roger Rabbit, Space Jam style. And what was really interesting was because there was no human identity involved, it allowed us to just try and experiment with new technology, the artist never woke up and was like, I don't feel like going to a session, or I'm depressed today, which is the majority of human artists because they're so eccentric and they're artists. That's their job, is to feel their emotions. But having an avatar doesn't allow that to happen. So we just got to experiment in the metaverse, try a bunch of stuff, collective, creative direction, ownership of the songs and the identity. And it's been really successful so far, so it's been great.
And even collaborative to the extent where you'll have like studio sessions where the token-gated community, the community that has your NFT, can actually like be either voyeurs or even participants, collaborators in a studio session on Discord by being live on camera and getting the audio feed of what's going on in the studio, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Super
so like
cool.
the entire community gets to participate in the song-making process, the visual direction, the business direction of the project. And it's just been really cool. Like we dropped a song, one of the first songs we dropped as a community, like hit New Music Friday. It is still, I think, getting 90K streams on Spotify. And it was solely created by the community. So like they're all credited, they all get their publishing, they all get their royalties, and it all goes back to the community, and then a portion goes to the DAO. So it's just like a really cool self-sustaining model.
Okay, very cool. Bert, you mentioned something interesting. You said a beer can be a music NFT. Well, I think you said that, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Can you expound on that? Because I personally think a lot of people think a music NFT means you take a song and you put it on the blockchain, and then you wash your hands and you made a music NFT. But you seem to have a more expansive view.
Yeah, so I really think like the most common idea today is of music NFTs that we're just creating a new tool, a new delivery platform of music, and it's so much more actually. So it's not just like a streaming platform 2.0. It's actually more like, the audience is becoming way more important. They have a financial incentive by buying your NFTs as well, right? So, and when you think about it, NFTs today are just, like you say, on the blockchain, but when you start bringing them, like just what we did yesterday, we had a party, we made it token gated, and then we can actually say, okay, we drop them a POAP. You could drop them a song, right? So fans are becoming way more engaged and have actually financial interests as well. And that's what we're trying to build. Like the traditional brands will probably just think in terms of sponsorship, like they think about visibility. But when you think about real, actual engagement and have people carry your NFTs, then we think we can explore much more and envision way more interesting experiences than just visibility.
I like that. So yeah, you know, Bert mentioned we did a party last night where your NFT was your ticket through the door. You could have a Bored Ape, you could have a CryptoPunk, you could have one of my music NFTs. All of those would get you through the door. I want to poll the audience though, because a lot of people, I think there's, I think some people have different views. Is a ticket, if there's no song, like is a Bored Ape a music NFT? Because it gets you, and Illa, this is a question for you. Is a Bored Ape a music NFT? If you think so, I want to see some hands real quick. I'm putting my hand up because I think a Bored Ape is a music NFT. All right, I'm alone. Illa, you put your hand up?
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that because it gives you access to like a music festival. You know what I'm saying? Like if you own a Bored Ape, you own a Mutant, and you went to NFT NYC, everybody and their mama wanted to come to our party because it was the party to go to. So we have our own little mini Coachella, and you got to think about it, how wild it is that our project wasn't even here 2 years ago, and we already had Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Spottie. You know what I'm saying? So you got access to all that just from holding an NFT that wasn't even here 2 years ago. That's one of the things that blows my mind about this space is how fast we're scaling, and we're still so early.
Right.
Yeah.
So first, Illa, I want to follow up, and then Ricky, I want you to jump in on this. The other side. Who's heard of the other side? Anybody? Okay. All right. Cool. So the other side is the Yuga Labs metaverse, which is in development right now, right? I see gaming and music as the 1A and 1B immediate entertainment opportunities in the metaverse, okay? And I'm open to other things that I'm not thinking of, but that's what I think of, right? We see Yuga Labs, obviously they're really leaning into gaming and they're leaning into music. So Illa, I'm putting you on the spot as the 2022 recent, one of the new members of Yuga as the head of community and partnerships. What alpha can you give us here at NFT.London about the other side? Talk to us about how big is music, how much are you guys talking about, we need to have the Travis Scott Fortnite moment in the other side when it launches? Is this a real thing? Am I right to think that this is like a big thing for music and that Yuga's leaning into that, not only at Ape Fest, but in the other side? Or should I go sell some of my other deeds?
You should definitely hold on to your other deeds, right? The great thing about what we do at Yuga is since the Travis Scott Fortnite moment already existed, we're already thinking past that. Because we don't want to put our feet in somebody else's shoes. Like, that's corny. You know what I'm saying? And this is the metaverse. This is Web3. We're supposed to be 10 steps ahead. We're supposed to be forward-facing, looking at the future. So when I think about the other side, I'm like you. I think about music, but everyone here has a different idea about the other side. That's what makes it so fascinating. And their idea can actually be brought to fruition by getting together with the right builders. So there's there's connectivity, there's collaboration that's going to be happening with all different communities. So the other side, to me, when I think about it, it's a platform. Like my daughter, she's addicted to Roblox, right? To Roblox. So much that I had to buy stock in it because I was spending so much fucking money, excuse my language, on Roblox. So, but the thing about it, it's not a game, it's a platform. Builders go in there, devs go in there and build experiences. So that's how I look at the other side is you're gonna have devs that do amazing things in all different fields come into the other side and build out experiences. So that's what I'm super excited about.
That's dope, man. And I know one day this man's gonna run for office. He's gonna kill it. He's so political. I got no alpha out of him today. It's okay, I'm still gonna try.
No, Gordon would kill me, bro.
Ricky, what's your perspective? Talk to us about the Lions.
Well,
and,
I think
and the
the
metaverse.
thing is, so obviously having a media production company as long as I have, this is super exciting for artists and musicians and creatives. So much so because some of the known names are wanting to come into this space. And with COVID, that's expedited the metaverse and people spending time in there. There's a great saying called, from every adversity comes the seed of equal or greater opportunity. And so many artists, at the point where they thought they can't perform in any gigs anymore, and big bands, the gigs were all being cancelled. So they look to the metaverse, or they look to Twitter Spaces, and they look to these communities. And the power of NFTs in this space is that everyone wants everyone to succeed. And that's super powerful, because a lot of your friends, maybe your family, they don't want to because they get a bit jealous. But you've got artists that turn up in spaces and play tracks to audiences, and then they sell out. And they make more money than they did if they were at a gig, and they get known. And so the biggest single killer for most people is obscurity. But right now, in the metaverse, in this whole space, the opportunity is phenomenal. And it's not just for musicians, singers, creators, builders. We had a party in the metaverse. The Lions have a number of metaverse spaces. And Misha Klein, who used to do the music videos for Eminem, launched crypto voxels on one of the Lion parcels. And it lasted like 3 days. And we opened this parcel, and I was like, they're still partying in the metaverse. Fuck yeah, now, And so I think the opportunity in this space is just phenomenal. And it doesn't matter where you've come from or what you've done before. It's what you do now. And the opportunity is phenomenal. And so the metaverse isn't one thing, it's many. And the ability to talk in Twitter, come into spaces, connect with people, and be linked on the blockchain, that's phenomenal. So it's a really, really exciting time. A lot of people go, oh, you're early, and you hear that. But truly you are, and it is phenomenal. So, yeah.
Awesome. So I want to put this question out there for anybody that wants to jump in. I feel like people outside of these walls, they don't necessarily care about a bunch of what we care about. They want to see what problems does the technology solve. So for a musician or for a music fan, why should anyone care about NFTs? What's a specific problem or a way that NFTs are improving the fan to artist relationship?
I can take that for a sec. I think that the technology is half of it, and then the culture is the other half of it. And both of them make up Web3. And when you look at the price of music versus the price of art, and why do we price art differently than music? The easiest comparison is because recorded music is so new compared to art, right? Recorded music is started in 1930s, 40s maybe. Art's been around forever. So there's a value difference in history of owning a 1,000-year-old piece of art versus a 100-year-old piece of music. And because NFTs are allowing the capability for songwriters to now give ownership not just to a record label or a publishing company, but to anybody, we can reframe the idea of fan to artist to collector to artist. And collectors value art way differently than fans value art, right? It's part of their collection. It's an asset. It means way more to them than a song does in a moment in time. So I think that that's one of the biggest use cases, is like, if you look at historic songwriters, like, Illa's a great example. Incredible songwriter. The stories that this man has about the songs that he's created, the why, the who, the what, the when. Why we don't classify you as a Picasso is beyond me, right? Like, the value is there, the cultural significance is there, So I think that Web3 changes the perspective of the value of music and the value of the stories behind the songs, which is really interesting for the next 100 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that we get to reprice music in this space because the labels priced our art for us. Everybody else, it's subjective. Whatever the collector wants to pay the artist. With us is a label or a DSP that says your music is 99 cents or $9.99 for unlimited music. And I'm like, that's complete bullshit to me, because our art form, not to talk about anybody else's, but to me, ours is one of the most powerful. It's the one that you hear a song and then you remember your first kiss, your first dance. You take your favorite movie, you take the music out of it, it's trash all of a sudden. So for you to tell me my song is worth 99 cents, but your JPEG is worth $300,000 and my song could move the masses and move hearts and change the world, it's something's wrong there. So I think we get to reprice it here and get it right for the first time.
Yeah, I think you guys bring up some great points, because as consumers, we've been conditioned to think that music is free on YouTube or it's unlimited $9.90 whatever a month on Spotify. But when a film, when Disney needs a song for their next big smash, it's not going to be 99 cents. It's not going to be $9 a month. They're going to pay somebody for a song. So music is definitely valuable, and we do get to reprice it. And I personally think also, there's a difference between music, what music is worth, and what an MP3 is worth. Because an MP3 just lets somebody listen to the music, right? And one of the problems that I think NFTs help solve is it's very hard to sell MP3s in the post-Napster internet world, but all of a sudden you can package in a digital token, you can package much more utility and much more value than just the ability to listen to a song. It can be a ticket to an event. It can be access to exclusive merch or experiences. It could be a sync license, a copyright license, a royalty, points on a song. All of these different things can be bundled with a token much more easily than an MP3, because an MP3 is just a file, So we got a few minutes left. Let me go this route. Let me ask you guys about the future of avatars, digital artists. We talked about Chill Pill, right? We know I'm a crypto punk. We know about the apes. We've seen Snoop Dogg and Eminem putting out Bored Ape themed music videos. Do you guys think this is a trend, a fad that's going to go away? Do you think that there's benefits, advantages to artists, big or small, in terms of really creating alter egos or identity in the metaverse? Or do you think this is just something that's cool for the moment?
I think everybody already has an avatar, and it's on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is literally their digital representation of themselves. So like, you just go one step further and draw on top of it, or make it a 3D object that can interoperably be put in a game or whatever. So yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think digital identity is just getting started. Just right now, we associate it with like filters and pictures and what we want to say, how we feel that day. And as time progresses, it's just going to get way more story-driven and not bound by those rules that we're used to.
But I think the other thing that's really cool is the connections you make in the network in this space, because you can collab with artists and create multiple edition art front covers that are then exclusive. So you've got like these exclusive albums or tracks and singles that come from all different artists in the space. So it's super, super exciting. And music videos notoriously have always had no budget. When someone said, I've got a music video, and it's always really, I've got no budget, I want to do this. But now, the tracks, the art, the fusion, the technology, you've got no limits. So it's definitely here to stay. And people have spent too much money and invested too much time and having way too much fun for it not to continue.
Yeah, and I know too many super talented songwriters and singers and rappers that the label says their image isn't marketable, whatever the hell that means. But their songs are super powerful enough to make you cry. So to me, this space is just like a dream come true for the producers and the artists like that who aren't marketable. And once these two people combine, the label is screwed. Once all the producers and the songwriters who aren't marketable, that write all the hits, get together and they put out their music as avatars, the labels are going to be in a lot of trouble. So there's so many fun things and exciting opportunities for this space, man.
Yeah, maybe just add to that the fact that Reddit made all of these avatars without people even knowing they were NFTs. It's funny to just scroll on Twitter and see all of these people actually saying, okay, did I get an NFT? I thought it was a collectible from Reddit. So I think it's just the beginning, and then it's going super fast now. So I actually used to work for Twitter like a couple of years ago. You can just see how fast the digital identity thing is becoming not a thing anymore, but just, you know, I'm my ape is me. And yeah, it's exciting.
Awesome, guys. I want to thank you guys for your time. Sid, Ricky, Illa, Bert. Guys, give it up one time for this tremendous panel, please. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And a massive whoop whoop for Spottie. Come on. A big whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Come on. Whoop whoop.
Thank you. Thank you.